Hi everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 things I wish I knew before doing any endurance sport. Now, as I said, this could be any endurance sport. It doesn't matter whether it's triathlon, cycling, swimming, running, dealing with an old person and when they want a conversation at the shops. Any kind of feat of endurance, this applies. Maybe not the last one. Anyway, let's move on. Point 1. Always ask questions. I don't know why my fingers are doing that. Always ask questions. Very simple one is when you're trying to prepare for a feat of endurance, whether it's, as I said, a run, swim, bike, triathlon, mountain climbing, whatever, always ask questions. And I mean, get a spreadsheet. Get a spreadsheet or a piece of paper and just write down every single question you can think of. Some of them may seem stupid, doesn't matter. Write everything down. Where is it? When is it? What's the temperature going to be? How long is it? Is there big hills? Are there not big hills? What is the biggest hill and what's the grade? What's the surface? Are you going to need more kit? Is it going to be mainly daylight? Is it going to be over multiple days? Is it in a place with a different language? Write down every single question. When you get to a point of, do my eyes look weird with this hat on? Stop. The answer is yes, but just stop right there. That's the point when you need to stop. Number 2 is train. That must seem like an incredibly simple one, but again, I have to revert back to the fact that there are a number of videos on YouTube of people going, oh, I did a marathon with no training, or I did an ultra with no training, or I did an Ironman with no training. Well, congratulations. I'm not too sure if that's incredibly brave or incredibly fucking stupid, but one of the two. At least go out and train. When I say train, if you're doing an event that involves running, go train at running. If it means cycling, go cycle. Preferably on the bike you're going to do the event, or I'll come to that one in a minute. But try everything you need to do. Make sure your body can do it. Maybe not the complete distances as I did when I was doing my ultra. There's no way I'm not going to do a 40-mile run during my training. Simple it down to, can your body do this exercise for a sustained period? Then get your body used to doing that activity for a sustained period, where it might not be a full length, as I said, but as long as your body kinetically can do that activity. Number 3 is test everything, and I mean everything. Okay, kind of comes into the same one as training, but this is for kit. And if you're a fan of the running channel, they have a thing of nothing new on race day. Well, this follows on from that, in that you need to test everything, and it's a big key thing that I do no matter what sport I'm going to attempt. Is I get the kit I need to do that event, and then I use it and find out what breaks, what doesn't break, what rubs, what is really needs adapting to fit my ample frame. All this is very simple to do. Check it if you're going to be in the wet for any reason. Let's say you're going to be running and there's a chance of rain. Go and run in the rain in the kit you're going to race in. It's that simple, because when you're wearing wet clothes, they can rub, and you don't want leaking, bleeding nipples halfway through a marathon when you've still got 13 more miles to go and your nipples are torturing you. Same goes for running in the cold. How many layers do you need to keep warm versus how many layers do you need to not melt because you're sweating so much because you're actually too hot? Just try, again, get another spreadsheet, get another piece of paper, write down all the different variations of things you need to do. Do you need to run in the dark? Do you need to cycle in the dark? Do you need to be able to navigate? Do it and practice it. Now, this isn't just for the activity, like I've just said about training of everything. This goes down to your kit. If you are doing a fastest known time, whether that's running or cycling, let's call cycling FKT. If you are doing that across solo, unsupported, and you will need to do puncture repairs in the dark, or there is the slimmest possibility, there always is, by the way, there is always a possibility you need to do puncture repair, and there is a probability that if you are doing nighttime, then you will need to do puncture repairs at night. Practice it. Go out into your back garden, go down the street, go into the woods. Just don't look like a weirdo, but go and try and fix a puncture in the dark with a head torch or whatever lighting system you have on your bike. Make sure you can do it, because to be honest, safety wise, you don't want to be trapped on a Scottish moorside in freezing weather, in the dark, with no shelter, no cover, because you can't fix a puncture. Miles away from anywhere with signal, or miles away from the nearest person. Test everything. Number 4, fuel. Now, this is going to sound really, really obvious again, but check how you fuel. Now, if you're one of these people who says, oh, no, I can do a marathon, I can just get up in the morning, I won't even have breakfast, I'll just go and do a marathon. Great. Awesome. Why are you watching this channel? I would highly recommend that you seek a little bit of professional advice, and you look at your sweat rate. You look at your sodium level, sodium usage, or your sodium sweat rate. Figure out how much food you are going to have to take, or how much fluids you're going to have to take during the event, whether it is running, swimming, cycling, whatever. And make sure you can carry that on yourself. But also, again, going back to the whole training and testing thing, go out and use that fuel do a pre-event. If you're running a 10k, go out and do a 5k on the breakfast you're going to have before your 10k. If you're, let's say you're doing an ultra, again, have the breakfast you're going to have before your ultra. Take the gels with you so you know the type and brand that you're taking with you on your ultra, and use those. Because I can guarantee you, if you just go, oh, randomly, I'm fine, I'll just have whatever's there, I will guarantee you whatever's there will either not work for you, or it will make you have the rampant shits. So just do a wee bit of research, find out what works for you, and stick to it. Be absolutely OCD about this. If you are used to drinking 600 millilitres per hour and taking on 48 grams of carbohydrates per hour, stick to that. Make sure you know it, make sure there's a reason for it, and just get some professional advice in. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah. When you're working out your sodium and carbohydrate usage, there are equations online. Even if you don't go and get professional help, there is some people on YouTube who are serious grown-ups who will be able to give you this information. Now, if they say you need to take X number of grams of sugar, or X number of grams of carbohydrate, X number of grams of sodium, milligrams of sodium even, Jesus Christ, grams of sodium, figure that out. But if you're in a 3-hour race, don't just wait until the hour and then suddenly try and cram down 60 grams of carbohydrates, or neck a litre of water, because that is going to have very, very dire consequences. Your bladder is going to fill, and then it's going to want to empty, probably partway through the next hour when you're trying to run. So just, again, seek professional advice, have a little bit of common sense. I know this is YouTube, and common sense kind of goes out the window as soon as you press play and then skip ad, and skip ad. Number 5. Now this is a personal one for me. This is how I get through events, and I am going to get comments about this. I don't care. Distraction. The best way to get through an endurance event is distraction. Now, obviously, for numerous things, you are going to have to keep aware and alert. For navigation, for knowing what cut-off times are, knowing where you've got to be at what time, knowing your pace. You've got to keep that in your brain. But also, you need to distract yourself. Now, it doesn't matter whether you want to do random bits of mathematics, trying to work out your pace on a run, or, okay, I'm doing 6-minute kilometers. That means I'm going to get to this point at this point, this point at this point, and I'll finish at that time, and I'm on for my PB. Yes, awesome. Or if it means that I'm taking this many gels, I'm still hungry, I need to take on more water, but that means I'm going to run out towards the end, and you're doing that kind of mental mathematics. Brilliant. That'll work as well. Songs, music is a great one. Music can help lift your spirits, can keep you in a rhythm when you're running, when you're cycling. Perfect. I can't suggest anything better. If you're in a group event like a marathon, how do I put this? Bums. This is incredibly sexist, and I apologise. Pick a bum you like and follow it. This sounds very creepy and wrong. I appreciate that, but that has been known to work for other people. I've tried it a couple of times when I'm at my lowest low and my brain will not function on a level to do mathematics. It will function at a level where it goes, ooh, nice bum. And the more you stare at that nice bum, the more you don't realise that you're keeping on moving. Now, there's going to be a lot of people who say in the comments, well, I'll say a lot of people, the 4 people who watch this will go into the comments and go, Rob, that is disgusting, that is sexist, that is demeaning, derogatory, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I am very ashamed of myself for this, and there's probably going to be somebody who says, how would you like it if somebody sexually objectified you? Well, frankly, I'd fucking have you seen me? I'd weep tears of joy. Anyway, distraction. Okay, see, distraction. Look around my eyes, not into my eyes, look around my eyes. Yes. So, basically, you need to distract yourself from what you're doing. You need to get yourself away from the conscious level of your brain going, your legs hurt, your knees hurt, your ankles hurt, you're running out of energy, you've got miles to go, and you're a quarter of the way there and you are dead on your feet now. You need to get your brain away from that. You need to get your brain to a point where it can go into what I classify as autopilot, where your legs, either when you're on a bike or when you're running, swimming, it does it as well. Your brain goes into autopilot and the movements become automatic and subconscious. That's where you need to be. And if you need to distract yourself by going, did I leave the iron on? If I spend this much for this much and this much and this much, can I afford the holiday that I want? Or I wonder how much your electricity bill is going to be this week. You just distract yourself. Find any distraction you can. Use it. Use it like the Force. Anyway, these have been the 5 simple things that I wish I knew about before I did any endurance sport whatsoever. If you'd like me to do more of these stupid lists, feel free to mention it in the comments below. There is a button somewhere down there to display your feelings towards me and vent your hatred towards me in the comments. All hell the algorithm, and I'll see you in the next episode.